Fantastic. We should do it more often, and not have to wait for years and years in between.
I was a little annoyed at having to share the podium with everybody else, but what are you going to do? No, it was great. It was a fantastic night. So many smart people. Dennis Miller, of course, is incredibly funny. Questions were good. Nice to get out and meet the folks, and it's nice to know that you have had an effect on people, and it's just wonderful.
What did it feel like to be with a live audience? I mean, you guys are in studio all the time. How did it feel to be like doing theater rather than film?
It's terrific. I mean, there's immediate response. It's like the difference between sending a letter and
hitting somebody in the face. It's very well. You know, all of us do a lot of public speaking, and all of us do a lot of town hall oriented kinds of things and panels. So it's not unique to be in front of people. Obviously, every day Michael's on the air. I'm going to be on the air, but Michael's out a lot. I'm out a lot. We're always on TV. We're always speaking to people. So it's not.
And the other aspect of this is we really do. I mean, what Dennis said is true. We really do get along. Larry's one of my good friends who I see every 5 years or something like that.
I try to make it every 10, but he insists on every 5.
Right.
It's a little annoying.
No, but it's also. But Dennis has been a friend of mine, believe it or not, for 33 years.
Yeah.
It's shocking. And we've been good friends for 33 years, but we never see each other.
And Dennis and I have been friends for probably about 17 years. Yeah. Did you know he?
I know he got you on the air.
Got me on the air.
I know he did.
Yeah. He jump-started my career.
Yeah.
I was languishing, practicing law until I met him.
I'm responsible for dragging Dennis over to Salem, or at least I take some of the credit for that.
Right.
So, anyway, it's great. It's great to be able to do this. And one of the great things about this particular station is that you don't have to apologize or be embarrassed for the people you work with. And that's why I hope we see a lot more of Larry.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. About the apologizing and being embarrassed for some of the people on the station, I wish I could say the same thing for the station that I used to be affiliated with. I'm not going to name any names, but there were occasions where you kind of went to the restroom and it retched.
You speak all over the country.
I do.
You were just in Wisconsin or somewhere?
I was in Atlanta recently, Chicago, and I'm going to New York. I'm speaking in upstate New York next week. So, yes, I do.
How do you feel about the response that you get from people?
Encouraged. Are you kidding? It's great. People are listening, and more people are listening all the time. And I'm thrilled people get something out of my books. People appreciate this. This is a gift. What Dennis Miller said at the beginning, when he said, you know, how can you be depressed when we have things like this, when Americans live the way we do? And it is true, and this is one of the things that I do in my new book, is that poor people in America today live far better than middle-class people lived in my grandparents' generation. And it's just, you know, it should only continue.
But do you sense the frustration that comes at the tea parties? Do you sense it when you make these personal appearances?
I certainly do, and I think that's one of the reasons there's so much enthusiasm. Dennis Miller kind of made light, in his way, of the gravity of the situation right now. I believe we are drifting towards more collectivism. I believe we are drifting towards a foreign policy that makes the country more dangerous. And I think people feel that way. 40% of people now self-identify as conservative, which is twice as many as people who self-identify as liberal. And that happened since Barack Obama has come into office. So something very serious is happening in this country. And people are reevaluating how they feel. And I believe it's a reaction to what's going on.
He said plenty. I have to fly back to Seattle. The amazing thing about that number is if you break it down, Gallup did 60,000 respondents on that poll.
Right.
Every single state, except for the District of Columbia, 51st state,
right.
All 50 states, there were more self-identified conservatives than liberals. In Massachusetts and Vermont and Hawaii, it was close.
Right.
No other state was it close.
That's right.
Anyway, we got to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Buddy.
Okay, thanks, Michael.